What's up, drivers? I hope you're well today on this rather surprisingly sunny winter's afternoon. Now, I'm actually driving, if you know, my beautiful 307 convertible. Now, this car is the car that we featured last on the channel. It's a 2-litre petrol, and I have bought this car for a measly sum of just £275. So why am I here and what we're going to do today? Well, if you remember from the last video, I actually said I was going to take this car to Europe. But unfortunately, I've decided against that. And the reason I've done that is because they've introduced digital ID in Europe, which I'm not fond of. So I'm just not going to do that. Plus, I've realised that instead of doing vacations away and supporting other countries' economies, I'm going to try to support my own nation's economy. Hence why I have decided to do a staycation. Now, I normally get all of my weekends pretty booked up because me and my wife are heavily involved with the church, we're heavily involved with other things, and we normally too spend time with family. So when I had a opportunity to go and spend some time with some friends, I jumped at it. All of my boys that I've kind of grew up with since school, we've always been friends until this date. And even though we live pretty separate lives and we do live all over the country, occasionally we do these trips where we meet and spend some time together to reminisce over our past adventures. So when this opportunity arose, we decided to head down to Somerset. Now, my friend Blossom, he found a fantastic glamping setup. Now, it's called Glamping on the Hill, where that's where we're going. And you might think, glamping, that doesn't sound very adventurous. Unfortunately, me, I'm a bit of a city boy. I do like my creature comforts. So camping, especially in this weather, is not going to be advised. So we decided we're going to do glamping instead, so we can still get the feel of the outdoors and obviously go on hikes and everything like that, and yet still enjoy the creature comforts. So I've decided to take a 109-mile drive from my hometown here in Kettering all the way down to Mells in Somerset, where this location is. Now, what that means is I'm going to be driving my Peugeot 307 cc on those routes, which are like virtually A and B roads. It's going to be one hell of a ride. And I think one massive plus point is that I feel like God is on my side. He's granted me a lovely summer's day, well, not a summer's day, a sunny day in perhaps, well, end of November in Britain. How rare is that? Well, let's go on this drive and see what kind of adventures we get up to. So you find me just outside of Barton. I have driven about, let's have a look, because I reset the 40 miles with the Peugeot giving me, well, it's giving me 39.7 mpg, and that's pretty much in rush hour traffic. So I've just dropped my wife and my daughter off at my father-in-law's, and now I'm going to hit the road and head towards Glamping on the Hill, where we are actually going to be going. It's a winter's evening, so it's about 5 degrees outside. On the plus side, the Peugeot is doing really, really well. So let me see if I can turn it around. There we go. You can see she's idling nicely. I'm going to switch the light off so you can see. And she's nice and close. She's done 109,000 now, so I've done a fair few miles now. There we go. Yeah, brilliant. It's saying, as I said, 40 miles covered. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there we go. It should say about 40 miles covered, 39.1 mpg, because the car is on right now. And with about just above a quarter of a tank, I have 175 miles worth of fuel, so when I need to I shall fuel up. So sitrep, all in all, it's going quite well. Look how nice and beautiful this evening is turning out to be. Lovely. Plenty of power, nice sounding 2-litre unit, picks up speed really well. Perhaps one thing I'm not a big fan of is this gearbox. The reason I say that is the travel is just a little bit too long, which means that it's kind of annoying to use, especially when you're trying to accelerate hard. Now, I'll tell you why I decided to buy this car and to restore it, because it was going to be scrapped otherwise than any other. Partially because I wanted a convertible and I wanted something a bit different, a bit left field, and this ticks all of those boxes. Another plus point for me definitely is that I actually really like Peugeot as a car brand. They make interesting cars. They used to make interesting cars in the past. Nowadays, apart from a few quirky ones like the 407 V6, of course, and the coupe that came out, and perhaps I would say the RCZ is a fantastic example of when Peugeot goes a bit mad. But cars like these are getting a bit rare on the road now. You don't see many 307 convertibles about, and especially the 2-litre models in this kind of colour, which is the Agent Rouge colour. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm a geek like that, so unfortunately I do know. So when I came across this car, I thought it looked rather nice, and I thought, it's probably worth saving. Even though it's a 2-litre unit, she is very comfortable, and one of the main reasons I think this car is kind of bought and driven by a fair amount of old people is because Peugeot makes surprisingly comfortable seats. I mean, these seats are wonderful. They're very well supported, especially under thigh support is very good. The lumbar support can't be adjusted, but it doesn't need to be adjusted in this case. It's actually cushioned really well, so you don't really feel like you have a lack of lumbar. Another thing that kind of makes this car, I think, quite easy to use as for grand touring or for like just doing miles in. And I personally, even though it's just a hardtop convertible, which means you get the benefit of two cars in one kind of package. If you want to take the roof off, you get convertible. If you keep the roof on, you get a hardtop coupe. It just gives you that little bit of extra flexibility with the vehicle you have. You've got the power and the endless sky of the convertible, and then you have obviously the fantastic hardtop coupe aspect of it as well, which makes it quite a fun car to be in. Sitrep, I have made some progress. I've made it to Aylesbury. It's taken me a rather long time to get here because of rush hour traffic. But I'm hungry, so I've stopped at this retail park, which is Aylesbury Shopping Park. That's what it's called. And I'm going to go and grab myself some Greggs. Even in rush hour traffic, she was fantastic. The temperature exactly where it's supposed to be. Very comfortable. The gear change and clutch is fairly light, so it was actually not that uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm just going to eat and probably rejuvenate some energy and then hit the road again. So yeah, peace out. Right, there's the Greggs there. Greggs is there. KFC is there. And there's a chaiwala down there. So, and German doner by the looks of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get my coffee from there and then we'll go somewhere else. Hey, what's up guys? So I've got about 10 minutes of my journey left, and as I sweep through the very sleepy little villages of Wiltshire while enjoying these beautiful country roads that are just a pleasure to drive on. I want you to experience this with me. So the journey was very long, and I did come across, as usual in Britain around this time, a lot of roadworks, closed roads, traffic. But I'm 10 minutes from my destination, and I've been experiencing wonderful roads going through sleepy villages which are just gorgeous. And this is why I chose to do this trip rather than going to Europe. You get to experience history, you get to drive through some amazing roads while enjoying what England has to offer, and this is why I would encourage you to do the staycation with me as well. So the next 10 minutes is just going to be me driving through these lovely country roads and helping you experience the beauty of rural England, even though I'm virtually driving in pitch black and it is nighttime. This is when you notice what your car is made of. This is where you make that bond between you and your car. Let's do it. Isolated, and clearly they enjoy that aspect of it quite a lot. Sharp turn right. In the daytime this will be an absolute pleasure, and I'll take you out in the daytime as well. What a Wiltshire. You are indeed beautiful. Danger, of course, is that they could come directly and have a head-on with you, so it's probably best to take precaution. It's a lovely smooth road. You can see that in this village perhaps they don't have a lot of footfall, not a lot of cars go by you, because this road is very, very smooth. Driving center, okay. So I'm virtually here. the Wobster Inn. That is where I'm staying today. So we are here. Amazing. Well, we should catch up in the morning. Right, so we have actually arrived at Glamping on the Hill, and my gosh, my boy is waiting over here, Lawson. Thankfully he was there, otherwise I would have never known that this place was here, because the car park and everything is not really that well signposted. But look at this yurt that we have rented. Oh, 2 nights, isn't it? Yep. Yeah. And it's me, Lawson and John, who, if you don't know, these are my boys. They've been my friends since very early on in my years. And what a wonderful, magical little accommodation. Yeah, this is also all about. We're going to go tomorrow and explore Wiltshire, and we can take the convertible if the weather is good. I doubt it would be. I think it's raining tomorrow, but if it isn't, we will take the convertible and we'll put the roof down and freeze our heads off. But so far it's been a interesting journey, but a long journey, but definitely an interesting journey. Love the roads, love the Peugeot all the way down here, and yeah, let's carry on with the adventure. So this is Glamping on the Hill. That's our yurt. It's called Buttercup, and if you look on this is what the view looks like. Glorious British countryside. Now we're going to do something a bit different in this on this road trip with the Peugeot. We're going to make some content with the Peugeot tomorrow because the weather would be a bit better. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go and check out. Cheddar Gorge, and we're going to use my boy's X5, which also gives us the opportunity to probably review the X5 for you guys. This will be later on in the channel video, but yeah, I'll show you around his X5. It's a beautiful X5, so let's check it out. So this is my boy's X5. It's a 3-litre diesel. What reg is this? 15? No, what reg is it? 67 plate. It's a 3-litre diesel, 4-wheel drive, and he's got private plates on it. 4D private plates, might I add. We might. This is my other friend's car, which is a beautiful Mazda 2. But yeah, this thing is a beast. So we're going to take this car out and check out Cheddar Gorge.
on one towel with it.
I'm just going to wait for them to arrive. Once they arrive,
Well, it's on the camera there, isn't it?
it's not really big. Once they arrive.
Cheddar, famous for cheddar cheese, of course, and the gorge and beautiful countryside. Even on a terrible day like this, still is very pretty. We're nestled in between a valley here and just so pretty to look at. A lot of algae in that river. That's beautiful though. Old school England, which has its own charm. Lovely. Let's go for a little walk. Now the roads that we drove on, that I'm going to capture on the way back, are absolutely gorgeous. Lovely. Cheddar Lounge.
I like the pinboard.
Yeah.
So, that is cute, man. Very.
That's lovely.
I thought it was Wigmore fish and chips that I won this year. Yeah, like 2 decades ago.
The Mousehole Cafe and Restaurant.
Yeah, nice espresso. Oh, espresso. Yeah.
Cider shop. Wow, they've got chutneys. Wow. Wine.
Oh, Ian, you're a cider man.
Yeah, I am indeed a cider man, yes. Look at that. Never heard of Golden Harvest. Yeah, I'm going to grab some.
Getting 3 of them. It's fine, I can do that. Stay with them. Cool, I'll get that.
I'm going to get some. We want to get some ales.
You just need a pack of silk cuts right now. So I dropped cigarettes.
And you can see the chunky bits of apple in there as well.
Thank you. Yeah, these things.
Would you like some?
Yes, please, actually. I'm a cider person, so that's a massive thing for me.
Yeah. It's from the side.
It's very crumbly.
Yeah, some wild cheese as well.
That's actually the best out of all the ones.
Yeah.
Try this one as well, please.
This one's made at our sister dairy in Preston. It's creamy but gritty.
Wow,
Chocolate
it's
powder,
beautiful.
cream cheese.
What do you think of that? What are your
cream
thoughts?
cheese, chocolate.
It's gritty.
Not for me, thank you. Just it's very.
Yeah, you know what? That's not for me.
No, not for you.
Do you mind if I? What's in it? The charcoal and cheese.
Charcoal powder, cream cheese, and a cheddar cheese. All combined, and it's creamy but gritty.
Interesting. So what's your So I'm trying to understand. What's your most popular one?
The
You got
King
some
with the
cheese on it,
vintage
so-
are the most popular.
I see, thank you. Crunchy
Milk
texture.
and the mature cheddars.
Can I have the extra mature if that's all right?
Yeah. This one's 13 months.
So So what? It just stays in a facility.
In the storeroom for 13 months. This one's 28 and this one's 24. Most of the flavours are like 5 or 6 months. These are made of the off-cut cheddar. In the oven.
Extremely steep. Oh, really good views. It's like the hardest level on the Stairmaster. I'm deeply unfit. Oh, beautiful little village of Cheddar. This is Jacob's Ladder. Super steep, what we walked up. We're going to go down it again. It's raining, but a lovely day for an adventure. After all that graft, going up and down the hills and doing some adventurous walking, fancied a bit of grub, so we decided to go to the White Hart, a traditional country pub here in Cheddar. Let's go and see what this country pub has to offer.
Oh, that's up. Oh, what is this? Oh, barbecue sauce.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Very good, sir.
Everywhere we go. So you find me in Frome in a little place called Nunny or Nunny. Now, as funny as it is, it's a rather beautiful village, and we're actually going to go and check out Nunny Castle, which is down there. But before, we fancied a coffee, so we've actually come over to eat and drink at the cafe at Nunny. Now, they are, of course, the Taste of the West Gold Award winners and members for a long time, and it is a beautiful, charming cafe. Do you mind, Boston?
No, she doesn't.
What did you order, John?
Why are you so close?
What did you order, John? No, we just dressed like that, Morgan. What did you order?
I got a double espresso.
So you're gonna, okay, lovely. That's gonna wake you up. What about you?
Fresh air is what I ordered.
Oh, you know how? Yeah. What did you order?
I just went for a double espresso.
Double espresso?
I wanted to get the best cheesecake, but yeah. Wait, did you get a double espresso?
I've ordered a mocha. Understandably so. But the castle has been here since 1373, which is just mind-boggling. Wow, look at that. It's actually a ruin, and you can see why it would be a ruin. Look at that. just absolutely brilliant. Long meat. Lovely. We're going to left down this very pretty country road. I thought I would take you with me on this journey because I've come across some fantastic countryside and some lovely roads which are an absolute pleasure in this vehicle. So I thought, you've seen me drive at night, but in the daytime you'll appreciate this more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do about 10 minutes, 15 minutes worth of driving through really nice roads that I've come across here in Wiltshire. And I will, so you can kind of experience this drive with me and we can go on this drive together. Currently in the Longleat area, you'll find Longleat Forest here at the Centre Park. Brand new Defender country. They're lovely cars now. So let me give you a bit of an update. So what this car did when we were leaving Monster Inn is that it flashed up an oil warning saying to me that the car check oil level. Now I looked in there and it was below minimum. So I went to Asda and I bought 2 litres worth of oil and I've topped up the oil in it. So yeah, we'll monitor that. I don't think there's anything wrong. I just presume that the person who repaired the vehicle and said that they also carried out the service, which I don't think they did, because having looked at the oil filter, it doesn't look like the housing has ever been moved for a long time. And the service was carried out roughly a month and a half ago, so it does raise questions which I will be bringing up with the firm called Crestwood Mechanics based in Kettering. They're the ones who carried out the work, or rather didn't carry out the work. As far as the service is concerned, they did do the suspension work because the MOT was, passed after that. So yeah, shameful really. But it's just, sometimes you get these kind of mechanics that, don't treat you well. So it's really sad to see. It's very clear that the oil was not replaced. So yeah, I guess I'll be carrying out a service on it myself as well. But look at these lovely roads. This is A38, I believe, going towards Bath and Salisbury. So yeah. So comfortable. Probably one of the most comfortable seats I've had in any car, and I've always driven them on. landscape, natural landscape is what we're driving through. And check it out. I hope you can see because there's a lot of sunshine and it's like, of course, no reflection on the road, but sheer water. shall catch up a bit later.